Picking up where we left off, let's once again bring up the Windows console. A quick and easy way to do this is to go to the lesson folder in Windows Explorer, click on the address bar and type in the word CMD. This will bring up the Windows console with the current folder already set. Opening up our run batch script, we'll remove the placeholder echo commands and add a command to the Java compiler. Unlike the Windows batch script, where the Windows console reads and interprets the file in place, the Java source code requires us to translate it into a binary language. The program that performs this translation is called a compiler, and the action of translating human-readable source code to machine-readable data is referred to as compilation. To locate the Java compiler, I use the Windows Explorer to navigate to the Java SDK, typically found in the C Program Files Java folder. Once inside, locate the binary or bin folder to find the Java compiler executable or javac.exe file. Copying the full path to our script gives us the ability to compile our code without having to type in the full path every time. Now that we have the compiler working, it's time to give it something to compile. Using the piping method, I created our source file called lesson01.java and updated the script to hand the file to the compiler. Once this is done, it is time to create our first compile unit, referred to as a Java class. Finally, once our code is compiled, we pass our compiled data to the Java interpreter or java.exe. Oddly enough, the act of running compiled code is often referred to as execution. As is customary when developing new code, it's always good to test as we go. In this case, a simple printline command that outputs some text will suffice. As soon as we have the satisfying feeling of having our welcome text showing, it is time to delve deeper. To this end, we must do what every good programmer does, and that is ask for help. In this case, we go to Google and type in Java API, which stands for Abstract Programming Interface. Now that we have raced past console scripting right through basic command line output, it is time for us to graduate to Windows programming. The first step, as always, is to show a bit of text. This is often referred to as a Hello World program. Our first attempt at this fails to compile and also exposes a flaw in our run batch script. Namely, it will attempt to run the code even if the code itself has failed to materialize. To alleviate this issue, we shall make our run script a little bit smarter by adding an if statement, often referred to as a conditional branch. In this case, we want the script to only run the compiled code if the compiler has completed successfully. It is a common standard that a console command will usually set a global variable called error level. If the error level is 0, that means all went well. If it is not 0, then something has gone wrong. In our case, we shall set the script to output an error message and jump straight to the end of file or EOF. With the script patched and our compiler error fixed, our new window shows up successfully. After a brief happy dance, we try to close our window and find that we can't. As it turns out, we need to add code to properly shut down the program once the user tries to close the main window. It is also not enough to just hide the window, as the app continues running in the background. We must also shut it down completely by calling system.exit. A quick look through the API, and after we add an event listener to the window in the form of a window adapter, our frame now opens and closes correctly, thereby completing the bare minimum expected requirements of any well-behaved Windows application. Now, to complete the Hello World, we need only add a bit of text to the window to convey our greetings and perhaps signify our elation at a job well underway. This is done once again by going into the API documentation and looking for a label. The label is a Java class that, once added to a Java frame and positioned by a layout manager, will show a specified bit of text when that frame is visible on screen. With our label happily showing on our brand spanking new Windows application, it is time to once again level up. This time we shall go straight to 2D graphics, an art often useful with developing user interfaces and, of course, video games.